Hi, this is CS50SQL. I'm CK from KL, Malaysia. The title of the final project is Heritage Buildings Database. This database aims to store and manage the heritage buildings information in Malaysia. First, we will look at the ER diagram. The database has 5 tables. We can see the relationship from this diagram, where one building can have multiple architects and one architect could have designed multiple buildings. And one building will be at one location, and a location will have multiple buildings. And one building will has its own building details documentation, and one building will only have one record of the history. We'll now quickly look through the tables of the schema. First, the buildings will have the building's name, the street address, and the heritage category determined by the National Heritage Department, and the listing entry date. Next is the architects with their names, birth and death year, and a life status and nationality. And then it's design. It is a junction table to represent the many-to-many relationships between the architects and the buildings. Next is the locations, which has the postcode, state, and the local council responsible for that area. And then building details with the building category, building type, architectural style, primary materials, and site areas. Finally, the history table, which has the commencement and completion year, the current and former use, and the statement of significance. If you wish to understand the reasoning behind the structure and the design of this schema, you can look at the design document markdown file. Some views have been created to enable an easier query. First, we have a brief history view without the lengthy statement of significance. We also have a view to display buildings with the completion year and location, and another state count view to display the number of heritage buildings in each state. We also have a building architects view to display architects of the buildings, and finally a style view to display buildings with respective architectural style. Some indexes also have been created, and this is based on some popular queries and to expedite them. First, by completion year on the history table, and by architectural style and building category on the building details table, and finally architect index on the design table. Lastly, the queries to SQL file listed some examples of common queries that include select commands to retrieve information about heritage buildings, and also insert commands to add new info about the buildings, and update command to update the buildings database. And finally, I hope this database will be useful for any person who work within the field and who are interested in the preservation of heritage buildings. Thank you.